Hey friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be starting a quote book using some of these images. And all a quote book is to me, or a quote journal, is just a series of collages, and every collage has some sort of motivational quote or positive quote, or it can be a fun quote as well. And I'm going to be doing two using these quotes. Meet me at the beach, and just like sea glass, beauty can come from a rough journey. And then I'm going to be putting them on the front and back of this binder, which is going to become my quote book. I'm going to fill these clear plastic sleeves with collages, and every collage will have some sort of positive quote or phrase. And it's just something fun to do. It's tactile, so you're touching things and you're getting away from scrolling social media or just watching TV. And that's why I like collaging. It's just a creative pursuit. I think it's relaxing and fun, and that's why I do it. Maybe you do it, maybe you're interested in doing it but not sure where to start. I can help you with that. So let me explain quickly why I chose these images, and then we'll get started. So I think if you're going to be making a cover, well, it's just my opinion, you don't have to do this of course, but you can make collages that reflect who you are as a person on your covers. So I love the beach. I just absolutely love the beach. I live about 3 hours from the nearest beach, maybe 2.5, and I don't get there as much as I would like, but that's why I did a lot of beach images and I did beach quotes. But I also love coffee, so I chose some coffee images. I love animals, so you'll see some animal images. I don't have a lot of those, but I have a few. I love to travel, and I've been overseas quite a bit. I lived overseas in Europe. I lived in France and England, so like I chose this picture of Paris. I've been on a lot of cruises past several years, so I chose this one, which it looks to me like it's on a ship. Just things like that. So you can choose images that mean something to you, or maybe you just like them. So I also have more in this box. I have some more pink and gold, so I will also be looking through here. And for the blue and gold, I have this box of additional images. So you can choose color schemes too. You don't have to. I've made a lot of collages that are just a hodgepodge of images and colors, but I just chose ones that spoke to me, so you can just do that. There's no rules here, so that's the other fun thing about collaging, is that it's just meant to be fun, it's creative, and it's okay if it's not perfect, and you can do what you want. So I'm going to start with the pink and gold, and then we'll switch to the blue and gold, and then when I'm done I'll decide which one's going to go on the front of the binder and which one's going to go on the back. And the fun part of doing binders is that you can change it. So these have little slip-ins on the front. So let's say I choose the pink one today and put the blue one on the back. Well, next month I can change it up, or I can just change them out completely. And same with the sleeves. So that's why I like using these instead of a notebook, which I've done before, but I like this because you can change it out. Anyway, let's get started. So for my background, so when I collage, a lot of times I just start with like a blank piece of paper, but today I am choosing this pink water background. And this image, this one, and the quote page are from my sea glass and ocean paper pack on my website. It's a digital download, so if you're interested in that, I will put the link below. And it's something I'm passionate about making too, because digital downloads, you can buy them once and then just print them over and over again. So I was in, was it Michael's or Hobby Lobby, or maybe it was Barnes and Noble's, and I love all of those stores, by the way, so I'm not knocking them, but I was in one of those stores and they had like a paper pack and it was $25, which it was neat, but you can only use those once, once you're done, you're done. But these, I'm making these so that people who like to collage like me can just buy a paper pack once, the digital download, and then for like a small fee, and then you just print it as many times as you want forever. So anyway, so those are the 3 from that paper pack, and then I have some more from the same paper pack in the blue and gold collection that I'm doing today. Okay, so, or the blue and gold collage I'm doing today. So I'm going to start with this background, like I said. So usually you want to start with some sort of big image, like a background, or if I were doing like a plain piece of paper, I could cut around this maybe, and that would be like a starter image. You're just looking for some sort of starter image. I could also use this one. So that's just what I do anyway. You don't have to, of course, but alright, so but this is going to be my background for today. I like to start with something bigger, and then I just sort of play around with things. I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but I just like to kind of look at what I have and start getting ideas. Okay, I had to stop because there's a leaf blower out there. The HOA has a leaf blower come in like once a week, and I tried to record earlier and he was like right in our driveway, so I had to stop, but now he came back by. Okay, so where was I? I think I was talking about, I like to play around with what I have and get ideas of what would work well together. But obviously I've already sort of pre-sorted some of these, or not some of these, all of these. I've already kind of gone through to see what I had in my giant stash and what colors would work with a pink and gold theme. So I every once in a while just go through some magazines I have and I start cutting out different ones. So that's where I get a lot of these from. And the paper packs I'm making or have made are meant to just supplement other images, and you can use stickers and stamps and things like that. Some of them you can use the whole paper pack. You can always collage with just what I provide, but ideally you would just bring in some other things, some other images. I chose this one as like a coffee cocktail because I like cocktails. I don't drink them very often just because they're not the healthiest, but when I have one I usually enjoy it, and I love coffee, so I chose that. I have some cat pictures because I love animals, and I do have a cat. He looks almost like him, but my cat's just orange and white. And more coffee and the word dream. And then these are from another paper pack of mine that is on my website, and I'll put a link to these as well. They're just, right now I just have them as little rectangles that you can cut, but I may turn them into 8.5 by 11s or something like that. I'm not sure yet. But okay, so this is what we have to work with for today. Love these macaroons or macarons. I think they have, I think you can say it either way. So I might include that. So usually I choose like a secondary image, like this might be good. I can cut around that. So like secondary larger images, I might go back to this. I love this picture of looks like two girls with their surfboards and then the lighthouse. That could be really cool, like down here. So maybe cut around it. But I don't want this super busy. I want to keep it fairly simple. So I might save that. I think I want to do a shell, maybe this one. So this is one of those images where you could actually use elements in the image and cut around them. So I like this word dream. So maybe we'll do that. And then I chose this one, La Vie est Belle. It just means life is beautiful. It's a perfume. I speak French, so that stood out to me, and I love pink. My favorite color is pink. So let's maybe, I don't know though. The pinks kind of clash. So whoops, just had an image fall too. So maybe something like that, and the word coffee and music, because I taught music for a long time. I taught piano and voice, and I used to play piano a lot. I don't really play much anymore, but that grabbed my attention, so maybe we'll do that. Flowers are always nice, so maybe some flowers. We'll tuck that in there. Oh, I can't forget my quote, right? Can't forget. Just like to class, beauty can come from a rough journey. So maybe instead of the coffee quote, we just do that. And another thing is, maybe I will just do, should I just stick with seashells and stuff? Keep the beach theme the only theme, and then I can use some of these little papers. Oh, like that. Hello, sunshine. That's kind of related to the beach as well. You usually get out there in the sun. Could create like a little quote card with that. All right, let's just start with cutting out this seashell, and I think I may go ahead and cut out that one as well. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just cut these two out. And then we'll see where they go. The other thing I like about collaging is you don't have to finish it. You can always add to it later. Yeah, it's just something that can be in progress. Okay, there's one shell, and there's the other. I think shells are so neat. Like when I go to the beach, I look for shells. Just something fun to do. It's like looking for a treasure. Like what kind of cool shells can you find? I don't always take them off the beach, and it really just depends on if it's allowed or not. I think there are some beaches where you're not allowed to take anything off the beach. I feel like I've been somewhere where that was the case. But if it's okay and I find a couple really cool shells, then I might bring them home. That could be a potential too. I think I'll just trim this like this and then decide later if I need that. And even that one. Well, I think I'll leave that like it is. Just put it over here. Okay, so that, and then I have to decide which size I want. So I did this on purpose. In the paper pack, I made them different sizes so that you can pick the one that fits the best with your project. And some of them have different fonts. So they come in different fonts and different backgrounds. So this is one of, I think, 4 backgrounds that I have with this quote. So I picked this one because of the color scheme. Oops, that was loud. I think I will do this one, and then I may keep that shell in. So let's grab. Let's see. I'm gonna try cutting it just like this for starters. This paper trimmer. I haven't used this in a long time. I hope I don't mess this up. It's been a really long time. I was just using scissors, or I have larger paper cutters as well. Okay, okay, good. I still remember how to do this. It's not hard, I guess. Okay, and then there's our quote. Stick that in here. And then I have to decide, maybe I can cut like that. That might be kind of cool. Oh, I almost cut that shell off. And then cut around like this, maybe. All right, let's try it. I always say let's try it because I just never know. I can kind of have a rough idea if something might look good, but I honestly don't know until I cut it. I think actually I'll just cut this out. I think that's going to look better. See, I changed my mind already, and that's okay. I think, you know, as women, I assume you're a woman, but if you're a guy, this may apply to you as well. But us women, we're always trying to be perfectionists, and you know, we get upset if things don't turn out perfectly. I think because we like things to look nice visually, most of us anyway, and so it kind of comes from that maybe. And I think there are other factors involved, which I won't get into because it gets too serious, but I'm trying to be less of a perfectionist and more just, you know, it's okay, it's not perfect, just go with it. Imperfection can be perfection because it can be more interesting. So that's one way to look at it. Okay, so that was pretty good. It's like a character on a show, if they're always, quote, perfect, which, you know, I would argue there's no such thing as perfection, but if they're, quote, perfect, they're usually not as interesting as characters, right? We get drawn to the characters who have some flaws and such. Dream. I do kind of like that because that's good for a quote book cover, but of course I'd always save it for another collage. There's another one that says dream. Oh, that has like the rope going through it, so kind of reminds me of the beach because you have rope, like a lot of boats have rope attached to them and such. Let's see. Yeah, the only problem with me doing just beach is I don't have a ton that are the right colors. I'm going to do something with this. Like cut around that. Maybe that would be cool. Could just keep it like that. It's very simple. I think I might do that. Just kind of cut around. Okay, so we'll probably use that. Maybe we'll introduce this back in. I need to not use the coffee though because I am obsessed with coffee. Totally obsessed. Then this could kind of go like that. So that would add some pattern contrast. Oh, I have this. This is neat. So pretty. Alright, let's start by cutting this out. And again, I am just swinging it. Could not work at all. And that's okay. But yeah, this is the only thing about like having an image like this is if I mess up, that's it. I may not be able to use the image. Can't reprint it or anything. But again, it's letting go of the perfectionist in me. Okay, so yeah, I think that's going to work. And if I change my mind, and then I can use it another time maybe. Okay, so I think we decided probably not going to use that, so I'll put that aside. And what else? I have the gold pictures in here. And again, they're not all beach. There's those. Gotta watch my grammar. Alright. I kind of like that. Add some contrast. Still missing something. I think I am just going to have to break down and use non-beach. Maybe this one will save me. I do kind of like that. What else do we have? Cozy up. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's not really cozying up though when you're on the beach. Knowledge is power, very true. Alright, I think I'm going to have to break down and do some coffee. Okay, I like that. So let's cut that out. I might have to turn this into a two-parter just because it's already getting late into the day. So if you don't see me doing the blue page, it just really depends on how long this takes me. Just be sure to hit that subscribe button and just come back and watch part 2 of making the covers for my journal, my quote journal or quote book. Okay, that's cool. Oh, the other thing I was going to say about printing from the paper pack is you see this white border. It just depends on your printer. Okay, so I am going to have to take all this stuff off. I printed this. We have a couple printers. Actually, we have like 4, but 2 are in the garage. We just moved not too long ago, and so we just have 2 set up. This one was printed on a printer that's more for just like documents and stuff, so there is no way I could remove that white border. The other printer that we're using is a photo printer, and on that one you can remove the white border. And when you print these out, they may look kind of different based on the printer. So this is on the photo printer, and this is on the document printer, and you can see that there's a difference. So this one's more of a true blue, this one's more turquoise, and then, like I said, I could not, there's no way to remove the white border on that printer. So just keep that in mind, that it does depend on the printer. I could have reprinted this, and maybe I should have, but I'd already printed it, and so we're just going to live with the white border on this one. So, okay, so back to this. Let's hope I can put this back together. Okay, so we decided this is going to go up here, so I'm going to cut this out. Is that? No, no. Okay, I think I'm going to put or cut like that. Can't quite see the shape of that. Maybe that. I think maybe it's like that. Like cutting down here. Yeah, let's do it. And again, this may not look the greatest. I'm just guessing here. I just do the best I can. Okay, so then that's going to have to go on top. Okay. It's almost too blue that it's almost like it would go well with the other color scheme. But then again, it breaks up the background. Let's remove these. Okay, and the thing with these backgrounds too is they can fill the holes. Like if you have little holes here and there, it's not just white in the background. So that's another reason why I like just full page colors or pictures. I'm a little distracted because the Amazon delivery guy is here. Okay, so all right, let's do that. I'm still not happy with this. I'm not going to start gluing yet. That's such a huge cup of coffee. That looks really good though. Just didn't want to make this too busy today. Just kind of keep it simple. So, okay, now I'm going back to maybe I shouldn't do the coffee because so much of this is beach. All right, I'm going to see what else I have. Beach theme that might go with this, and I'll be back. Okay, I think I figured it out. So I'm going to cut out this shell, which was from that initial quote page. I did that on purpose. I included some other things from the beach on the quote pages just to fill in the empty spaces, but also it gives you more things to use in your collages. And then this is also from that paper pack. Just keep in mind, I think I might be switching the font color on this to maybe a dark brown, maybe, but I had already printed this out as a test print, so I'm going to use something from here like Ocean Breeze or Sand and Sea, something like that. So we are going to keep with the ocean theme. So I'm going to cut this out and one of those quotes, and that might be it. Maybe one of these little scraps here, or not scraps, but printouts from that other paper pack, the little mini backgrounds. Well, let's see. Okay, the Amazon delivery guy just left. I don't know what we have. I think it's probably something my partner ordered, or it could have been for next door. I can't quite see. And then earlier I saw the kids in the neighborhood get off the bus. They just started school. What's today? Today is Monday, so they started, I think some of them started a week ago, and then some of them started last Tuesday. Just put those in there. Let's so they were cute getting off the bus. Probably got some of those new school jitters out past week and maybe made some new friends, things like that. Still kind of like that because that's pink and gold. That's a little. I do wish I had a few smaller shells. I don't think I do though. I think I have some in my paper pack, like smaller shells. I'm almost positive. It's sad that I don't remember, but I think I know there's a page of smaller shells, but because I want to get this done today, this video, I'm going to maybe just work with what I have. Ooh, that's cute, the gingham pattern. Oh yeah, I can't bring up my other phrase that I'm gonna put. Maybe I can put like ocean breeze there. Okay, I like that. I like the way this is looking, and then maybe that will go like that. So notice I haven't glued anything down because I want to get an idea of where everything is going to go. Oops, sorry, that was loud. So I'm gonna do that first. Yeah, I think I'm gonna redo this section because, and then re-upload the file to my website. So again, if you're thinking about purchasing this kit, just go through the images I have on the website to just make sure you're getting what you want. Because like this one, for example, I think I'm gonna redo. You can barely see the sand. This is supposed to have a sand background. You can barely see it, and I'm not sure about the black font. I'm thinking I might do a dark brown, but most of it will be the same, but I am going to update things if I think they need to get updated, and it will always be an improvement in my eyes. Otherwise, there's no reason to update it. So just make it a little bit better. Okay, oh, I love that. That's so cute. Ocean breeze with a little shell. Absolutely love that. And then, should I make this straight across? I think I will, and then it'll be right on the edge. And then this one will be on the edge. Oh, I love it. Okay, I'm starting to really like how it's coming together. I wasn't sure at first, but I do like this now. Okay, so I got my little mini trimmer. This is the first time I'm using this, so I hope I don't mess this up. I never used the mini one before. I'm just gonna make that straighter. Okay, that's good to know that I'm not totally incompetent. I can actually use a mini trimmer. Okay, so that is gonna go like that, and then we have our big shells. I feel like those should be broken up a little bit. Maybe this goes over here actually after I just trimmed it. Figures that I would change my mind. Okay, actually that looks good because I hate to move this now that I trimmed the bottom. This is rough edge, but I want to make it a little rougher. If you've seen any of my other videos, I like folding edges and then just kind of tearing it, and it adds some interest to the edge. You know, imperfection can make it more interesting, just like I said. And then maybe I should cut that out. I think that might make this a little more interesting. Just cut along the pier here. Okay, there's that. Okay, I could do, no, that's not in there. Where did I put it? The, around the corners. And then I got this little thing where it makes a square corner round. And it barely did it. I just got this like a week ago or maybe 2. I haven't really used it much. It may not fit because I think it has to, yeah, bad idea. Okay, I think it has to be like perfectly 90 degrees and 8.5 by 11. I'm kind of new to the crafting tools, as you can probably tell. So what I'll do is I'll just cut my round shape. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there's that. There. My giant shells. I probably should have printed out a page of the smaller shells just to have that option, but I like it. I think we'll do this for now. And maybe do one more quote or phrase, like beach vibes or something. Beach vibes, searching for sea glass and seashells. Ooh, I kind of like that. Okay, let's try searching for sea glass and seashells. And just turn that down a little bit. Yeah, the color is off on this. I will be redoing that. Not happy with that color. Do I have another beach phrase in my stash here? Do enjoy your life, says. Well, this says world class, so I don't have any. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stop and print some of my other pages. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, I'm back, and I printed out this page from my Seashell and Ocean paper pack. This is what I was talking about. There are some smaller shells in that pack, and you know, the seagulls, the 2 sizes of the seagull. I did add this flamingo floaty, which I thought was cute, and beach balls. But the other thing I did is I fixed this page. It was bugging me. It wasn't quite what I wanted, and then I figured out what the problem was and changed the font color, the writing color, to more of what I wanted. So I will fix that on my website before I upload this video, in case anyone wants to download that paper pack. I want you to have a better idea of what you would get. So anyway, this is more of what I was thinking of. So now I might use this quote, searching for sea glass and seashells. I think it's just going to look better. You can see the sand more clearly on this one, corrected version. So it goes back to what I was saying earlier about just not worrying about being perfect. I could have just started the video over, but you know, I want to share some of my mistakes with you, just because it's the human thing to do. You know, we all make mistakes, and of course I want to try to avoid making big ones just like anyone else, but you know, that's not a big mistake. I fixed it, and I'll fix it for the website. That's the main thing that matters. Okay, I do like this now much better. I think, let's see, I think I'm gonna cut the lines separately. So this is something you can do with quotes, like longer quotes that are multiple lines. You can separate them. Oops. And it can look more interesting. And also, by the way, you could cut this and off and it would just be searching for sea glass. I made it that way on purpose in case you just wanted to say that and leave off the seashells part. Okay, I like the rough edges. Just tear those off a little bit. Okay, but see, you can do something like this where the words are separated. And you could even do kind of like haphazard. Okay, I like that. This is coming together finally. Took a little wrangling. I may not need, well, I don't know. I don't know if I need both of these big shells, so let's cut out one of these smaller ones. I'll probably take away this one. But then that kind of needs to go, I don't know where, like that maybe. Or maybe this can go down here. Okay, let's get a smaller shell. I think maybe that one. I could have done pages and pages of shells, but again, it's just meant to be like a supplemental paper pack. I'll probably at some point do another beach one because, like I said, I love the beach, and upload that, and maybe I can just put a lot more shells in that one. Because I feel like this paper pack's kind of done, and I spent a lot of time on it, and I'm ready for it to be done. So I don't think I'll necessarily add to it. I'll probably just make another one. And I want to do a coffee paper pack, and I do have colored paper packs like pink. I think I have pink, blue, purple, and green right now that are just those individual colors in backgrounds, like abstract backgrounds and such. Okay, so just want to trim this little pointy edge down a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of pointy edges. I don't know why. They just kind of bug me. There we go. Much better. Okay, what do we think? I like that right there. I could do a starfish. Maybe a starfish. Or the seagull. Put the seagull right here. Oh, I like that. Maybe right there. The big one. Seagulls are so funny. I just love watching them when I'm at the beach. And this one time I was at Virginia Beach, this was years ago, and I had a piece of sandwich or something in my hand, or maybe it was a muffin, and this seagull came down and just swooped it right out of my hand. I was not entirely happy at the time, but at the same time it was kind of funny, and I love animals, so I wasn't too mad. And it may have only been like a bite, I can't remember, but I do remember it moved fast. Didn't waste any time getting in there and just swooping it right out of my hand. Yeah, they gotta eat too. And then another time, more recently, I was at a beach. I honestly can't remember which beach it was, but this couple had a picnic and they were in the water, and the seagulls were just ravaging their sandwiches and all the things that they had brought for their picnic. They were just going to town, and the couple or family, whichever it was, I don't remember which, but they had no idea. And my friend and I did try to shoo them off once, but then they just came back and we just gave up. So they were determined. So I guess word to the wise, if you go to the beach, pack your food away because they will move in. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, I think we have a winner here. I'm happy with this. So now we can start gluing. And the hard part sometimes is remembering as you're gluing where everything is going to go, or not moving things too much. Okay, so my lid down there. So we're gonna glue this down first. Oh no, the leaf blower is coming back in the neighborhood. I already had to stop filming many times today because of the leaf blower. Not cool. Okay, and again, don't like the overly pointy edge. Okay, so what do you think? Do you hate leaf blowers as much as I do? I don't know why they're allowed, because you know all these towns have sound ordinances about, you know, you can't be too loud, but then all these HOA neighborhoods have leaf blowers come in every week and just they're super loud. Okay, let's see. Like I had to wait until the leaf blower was like, I would say 20 houses away before I could start filming again. That's how loud they are. Okay, we're just going to, I'm gonna bring this down like this. I'm wondering, yeah, maybe I can just do like that. Just don't want to move things too much. Then I forget where they go. Just kind of bring that up. Okay, but I do need to get this side a little bit more. Okay, oh no, glue stuck to my finger. See, I don't remember. I think this was behind that. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Just gotta remember not to be too much of a perfectionist. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm gonna do the other collage that will go on the front or back cover of my book in a separate video, since this one's already getting kind of long. So again, just, you know, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, hit the notification bell so you know when that video comes out, and I really appreciate you being here. Okay, and actually let's talk about this quote while we're finishing this up. Just like sea glass, beauty can come from a rough journey. So think about, there was a time in your life where things were really rough, but you came out like stronger, more knowledgeable. Maybe you made some new friends, or you discovered a new hobby. I think that was there. Let's do it. You know, like one example is like after a breakup, feel like maybe it's the end of the world, but then you decide to start going out more or something like that, and then you meet new friends, you make new friends, you meet someone maybe who's even better for you, you discover a new hobby, something like that. So like the breakup is painful, but then you are stronger for it, you've learned from it, you grew from it. I definitely have had that happen to me on several occasions, and there were cases where I was really upset and sad, and then now I look back and think, oh my God, I would never date that guy now. Thank God it didn't work out. So, you know, so I think if you grow stronger and more knowledgeable, you're more beautiful. So, you know, it's the old saying that beauty can come from within, and I feel like it's more important to just be comfortable in your own skin. So I think I came up with that quote, by the way. I couldn't find a good one on sea glass, and I wanted to come up with something to do with sea glass because that is the theme of the pack. And so that's what I came up with, because I thought, well, sea glass goes through a rough journey, but then it's just so cool when it's done. And you know, a lot of people go to the beach looking for sea glass. It's really interesting. And you can become a more interesting person when you make it through those tough times. So that's part of it too. So let me know in the comments if you went through something rough, but then it made you like more interesting and more beautiful, in the sense that you were more knowledgeable and stronger, and you felt better about yourself, and you maybe learned some things about yourself that you didn't know. Maybe you were stronger than you realized you could ever be. I would love to hear your journeys and your stories like that, and may end up sharing some on this channel as well, or some of your comments. So don't be shy. Okay, it's coming together. Did I get this too far over? I think, oh, I did. Hopefully, yep, I can pull it up. I just love that seagull. That was kind of a last minute addition to my paper pack. I was like, what else do you find on the beach? And I was like, oh yeah, seagulls. Should we trim the bottom here? Yeah, let's do it. I think I'll just use scissors instead of my little cutter. Yeah, love it, love it. Very happy about that. One thing I've learned about collaging too is it's better to have more than you need, like more images. And that's because you can change your mind as needed. You know, it's like me today. I decided, okay, I'm gonna just do all beach, and it's a little off-centered there, but that's okay. So it would have been better if I'd had more images in the beginning to start with. I did try. I thought I had enough, but I do try to have more than what I would need. But I did decide last minute to just do all beach. I love this. I think this is so cute. Oh, I still need to glue that down a little bit more. This is why I love collaging. It's just so fun to see what you can come up with. This, I put images around my glue to make them color coordinated. All right, let's move this out of the way so we can see. Let me just focus on our final result here. Oh, there's a lot here. See, I can save all of this. Whoops. And put it like in a baggie or a box and break it out again when I want to do like pink, gold, and brown. I dropped one, that's okay. And maybe that one will just be a hodgepodge of images like the shell and the coffee and the War Museum and stuff. So actually we'll just put it back in this pretty box that I got. I got this at Hobby Lobby. It was really cheap too. It's like $6 or something. I just thought it was so pretty. It was a set of two. There's the gold one too. I'm not getting paid to say this, just wanted to share that pretty gold box too. So the set of two. I love Hobby Lobby. There are a lot. Okay, so whoops. This is the final result. So this will go on the front or back of the binder. Like I said, I'll decide after I do the blue and gold theme, blue and gold collage, I'll decide which one, and then I can change them up anytime I want. Later they may just go inside and change up the cover. So yeah, what do you think? Remember, stay strong, and if you're going through a rough time, remember you can come out more beautiful and stronger, just like sea glass. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you'll come back. Take care of yourself. Bye.